League Winners Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all to League Winners. The NFL Draft is officially tomorrow, so I just wanted to give y'all a couple names to look out for during the first round, some possible second-round picks come Friday, and these are some names that I think could help you out in your fantasy football season this year. I think they're going to have a big impact in their rookie season. Other than the obvious names such as Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, we all know Marvin Harrison Jr., those guys, they're definitely going to have an impact rookie season. So I just wanted to give y'all a couple other names to look out for tomorrow during the draft. So to me, this draft is definitely not running back heavy. I feel like there's probably not going to be any running backs going in the first round. That's at least what everyone's projections say. There are a few running backs that'll go in the later rounds that I feel like could have an impact in their rookie season. We'll get into those later. But as far as tomorrow, I feel like all the first round draft picks, most people that are going to help you out are all going to be wide receivers. A tight end or two might go off the board tomorrow. So let me just run down a couple of receivers to look out for. So like I said, we all know Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to come in. He's going to be a pro receiver day one. Definitely whoever he goes to, possibly the Cardinals, maybe the Chargers. We don't exactly know what's going to happen, but he's definitely going to go early. He's going to be the first wide receiver off the board. He's definitely going to have an impact in his rookie season. Number 2 wide receiver, we all know is probably Malik Nabers. Whoever he goes to, he's going to be a stud for them. I would just look for him in your drafts. I don't know if he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver. I really think it depends on where he goes, man. If he goes somewhere that already has a bunch of wide receivers, he might not be as great. But, I mean, people in the top right now, Chargers, they don't have no receivers. Giants, they don't really have any receivers. Yeah, I mean, even if he goes to the Cardinals, if the Cardinals would take Marvin Harrison Jr. or trade their pick, I mean, you really never know. Draft is so questionable, man, so questionable. You never know what these guys are thinking. But Malik Nabers, regardless of where he goes, he's going to be a stud. Then you got Rome Odunze. He's definitely, I mean, honestly, he might be right there with those guys. Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Nabers, I feel like he's right there with them, man. He's a great wide receiver. I watched him a little bit. The projections I'm currently looking at say that the Colts are going to trade up for him. If he does go to the Colts, that definitely would open things up for Pittman. I think Rome Odunze is definitely going to be a starter wherever he goes. He's not going to be sitting on the bench. He's not going to be a number 3 receiver. He's either going to be a number 1 or a 2. So he's definitely someone who can help you in your fantasy league this year, or even open things up for Michael Pittman. A tight end that they got going pretty early is to the Jets. They got Brock Bowers going to the Jets, at least in this projection. I don't know if the Jets are going to pick him or not. The draft is tomorrow. We'll find out who's going to pick him. But Brock Bowers, regardless of where he goes, I think he's going to be a number 1 tight end for sure. He's going to have that same Laporta impact, I feel. So we know the top of the NFL draft is going to be super quarterback heavy. The 3 or 4 quarterbacks are definitely going off the board super early. Later in the draft, these projections that I've been looking at, they got the Raiders taking Michael Penix Jr. I feel like if he would come in there, he has a great arm already. But if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to boost the value of everyone around him, man. I feel like Devontae Adams could really have a really good year with him as their rookie quarterback. So also, another quarterback that they got going would be acquired through a trade. So the Broncos, they have trading up right now for Bo Nix. Bo Nix, we know he's pretty good, man. I like Bo Nix. I feel like he could have a good career as a professional quarterback. I feel like Bo Nix is definitely one of those guys who is a pocket passer. I feel like he's old school, man. Like a little bit of Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, one of those type of guys. So another wide receiver to look out for is Brian Thomas Jr. The projections I've been looking at is the Chargers trade with the Vikings. Vikings take a quarterback early, but they give up both of their other first-round picks. So the Chargers, in the projections I'm looking at, are going to take Brian Thomas Jr. If they get Brian Thomas Jr., I feel like he's automatically the number 1 receiver on their team. He's definitely going to make an impact day one, especially if he goes to the Chargers. Regardless of where he goes, though, I feel like he's going to make a big impact. I definitely will look out for him on your draft boards as well. So, one of my favorite wide receivers from the combine and watching last year in college football is Adonai Mitchell, man. I really like Adonai Mitchell. He's super fast. I feel like he has all the skills and all the potential that you need to be a star in the NFL, man. I really like Adonai Mitchell. In these projections, they got him going to the Buffalo Bills, which, man, if they get Adonai Mitchell, that'd be great for them. I feel like he would just be incredible for them, man. Adonai Mitchell flying down the field, Josh Allen slinging it up to him. Man, I really feel like Adonai Mitchell would be a great pickup for the Bills. I don't know if he's going to go to the Bills. I don't know if someone's going to draft him sooner than that. But Adonai Mitchell is definitely going to be someone you guys want to look out for in your draft this year. So at least in the projections that I've been looking at, that's all the wide receivers that they're projecting to go into the first round. But I feel like there's a couple other names that could possibly get picked up in the first round. Because like I said, man, nobody knows what exactly is going to happen. But these are a couple other wide receivers that I would look out for. They could potentially be going in the first round, or they're definitely going to be going early in the second round. And I feel like these guys could also have a big impact in your fantasy season this year. So the first name I'm going to talk about is Xavier Legette. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure. But watching him in college last year, he definitely is fast, and he's a pretty strong wide receiver. I feel like he'll make an impact early on the team. They have him projected first pick in the second round going to the Panthers. If he would go to the Panthers, I think he would definitely be a big help for them. I see him being a wide receiver 1 or 2 at least. I feel like he's going to have a great rookie season regardless of where he goes to. I'm not sure if he's going to go to the Panthers or not. But if he does go to the Panthers, he's definitely someone I would look at on my draft board. Another wide receiver I'd look out for is Troy Franklin. He could potentially go in the first round. They have him going to the Patriots in the second round with the second pick. I feel like he's definitely another good wide receiver, especially if he were to go to the Patriots, man. We know the Patriots need some wide receiver help, but if he goes to the Patriots, man, I definitely would look out for him. Another potential first-round wide receiver would be Ladd McConkey. I could definitely see him making an impact wherever he goes. Those teams that made the playoffs, made it far in the playoffs, are probably around the range he's going to be going. So it'd be like the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Bills, one of those teams. And we know they are kind of need wide receivers right now, especially with Brandon Ayuk saying he wants out of San Francisco. He could potentially be a pickup for the 49ers. I'm not 100% sure if that's where he's going to go. I don't even know if he's going to go in the first round. But I'm saying he would be a good piece for the 49ers, especially with Brandon Ayuk wanting out of town. So these are all players that I would look out for tomorrow during the draft. These are all players that I feel like are going to have an impact in their rookie season. I feel like all of these guys are going to be someone that you could potentially have on your fantasy football roster this year and get you some points. Whether they're a wide receiver 2 or a flex option, I feel like most of these guys are going to be very productive in their rookie seasons. I know we haven't gotten to any running backs yet. The running backs are definitely going to be drafted later in the draft, probably rounds 3 through 4, to be perfectly honest with you. It's definitely not a super deep running back draft, but there are some potential running backs that I feel like are going to also make an impact in their rookie season. So I'll be definitely giving an update on players once they get drafted and how they could possibly affect their teams. And yeah, I just hope that you enjoyed this episode. Hope I just gave you a couple names to look out for, see where they go, and just get excited for the season. I'll catch y'all on the next one.